Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I ever read a good book titled Please Believe It or Not. I get so much knowledge about human oddities throughout the world that he had collected. I want to share it with you while we are learning noun clause. What is noun clause? Noun clause is one of the clauses that can be used in constructing complex sentences. So noun clause replaces noun in a sentence. The conjunctions that we can use are or, WH questions, and that sometimes you can have whether or if. Because it replaces the position of noun, replaces the noun, so at first we will talk about as subject. The position is as subject. The mini sky city has 800 apartments and enough space for 4,000 people. This is the noun. What China built only in 19 days has 800 apartments and enough space for 4,000 people. What China built, this is conjunction, and then this is the subject, and this is predicate. Conjunction, subject, and predicate. Remember that clause is also a sentence, in the form of a sentence. Is it questions constructions? No. Look at this. What did China build only in 19 days? It is questions construction. You have question mark here, and then the subject and the auxiliary are inverted. While in noun clause construction, it is positive. You don't invert the subject and the predicate. So what China built only in 19 days, of course without question mark. Another example. The Fed stuns a lot of people. This is the noun, and this is a noun clause. This is the conjunction. That foundation spent close to 100 million to build an office designed to look like the Starship Enterprise stuns a lot of people. So this is the main clause, the predicate of the main clause. Whoa, it is long enough to be the subject. It is okay, because actually you have clause. Clause means a sentence. Surely one sentence can be such a long. So later, if you can find in a text, it is possible that you have one paragraph only contains two sentences, two complex sentences. One sentence, one complex sentence can contain more than two clauses, more than one clause. It can be the combination of noun clause and adjective clause and adverbial clause, noun clause and adverbial clause, or the three of them in the same sentence. It is possible. Okay, the second position is as object of a verb. I am imagining the truck transformer of a fantasy castle. I am imagining the truck transformer of a fantasy castle. This is the object. This is the object of imagining, the verb. And then I replace it with this. I am imagining how a truck transforms into a mobile home in the shape of fantasy castle. This is the conjunction. A truck, subject, transforms, predicate. I want to compare it with adjective clause. I hope that you have ever watched my explanation of adjective clause. Noun clause is to replace the noun. So this is the noun and it is replaced. There is no noun here. But adjective clause is to describe a noun. That's why you can find the noun here that is described. The truck which transformed into blah 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 blah. The second is that the conjunction. In in noun clause, the conjunction are all WH questions, and that. So you can have how many, you can have every conjunction, every question word, what, which, whose, how many, how old, how deep, or just how. There are so many. But in adjective clause, you have only who, whom, which, and then whose, and then you still have three others: when, where, and why. Okay, we come to. Oh, I still have one more examples. It's difficult to believe the fact. It's difficult to believe that Hoshiryakan Hotel in Ishikawa Prefecture, Japan, has been run by the same family for 46 generations. So the fact, it is a noun, and believe that, so there is no noun here. Again, I want to compare it to adjective clause. This is the noun. No noun, because it is replaced. But there is noun because this is adjective clause, and the clause here describes the fact. Okay. Next position. As object of a preposition, we are amazed at the upside down waterfall at the southern end of the Gulf of California. This is preposition, and this is the noun. We are amazed at how the water burst through openings in the seafloor called hydrothermal vents in the Pescadero Basin on the Pacific seabed at the Gulf of California. This is conjunction, this is the subject, and this is the predicate. Always contains conjunction, subject, and predicate. And remember that it is always in positive construction. Okay. Another, we talk about Tunyan Cemetery in Kuban, Bali. This is preposition. We talk about where the villagers leave the dead to rot. Conjunction, subject, and predicate. Note here, that is not used for noun clause as object of preposition. So you cannot have, we talk about that, they, blah, 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 blah. No. And then the last, as subject complement. One of the largest religious monuments ever constructed is Angkor Wat. This is to be. So the noun is after to be. That's what it is called as subject complement. One of the largest religious monuments ever constructed is whose history relates to Hindu and Buddhist. I use whose here, but remember that whose, you need noun here. Whose history as the subject, because whose also the questions that has the position as subject, like who, and then this is the predicates. My astonishment is this fact. My astonishment is that Elsie Ayler is the sole inhabitant of the town of Monowi, Nebraska. So it is replaced. Another, I want to show you in this last example that you can have whether instead of WH question. What wonders me is passengers' bravery on a heart-racing ride over hilly terrain toward a spectacular view of the Shimotsui Seto Bridge on the Seto Inland Sea. Oh, it's long, and this is also long, the same length. But remember that it is noun And this is noun clause. This is noun, passenger's bravery. And this is noun clause, whether the passengers are mad enough. This is the conjunction, the subject, and the predicate. What wonders me is whether the passengers are mad enough to ride a heart-racing sky cycle over hilly terrains toward a spectacular view of the Shimotsui Seto Bridge on the Seto Inland Sea. I hope that you can understand about noun clause. I'll repeat that noun clause is to replace, while adjective clause is to describe. I hope that you can continue learning about the clause in my next video, that is adverbial clause. Thank you for watching. See you.